So I've missed you guys. Have you missed me? I hope so. Let's get into it. This show is so amazing. I'm so excited that we got a season 2. So excited for the cast of Pose and just how groundbreaking. It's groundbreaking as well. We don't have this many colored people on. It's colored? Oh. Let's get into this review. Congrats to Pose for getting another season. So this was the first time I didn't like Angel because I just felt like you're talking to the wife of a dude that you're sleeping with. You know, just have some respect. She was like real sassy with her, but I don't know. I'm conflicted because I didn't like how Angel was talking to her, but I liked how she held her own, and I liked how she was sitting in who she is and not backing down from that. But I just felt like the girl is sitting down with you for dinner. She just wants to know what's going on. You don't gotta be nasty. And just as I was annoyed with Angel or did not like how she was dealing with Stan or Steve, I always mix his name up. The dude that's always in them American Horror Stories, him, Evan. The girl that plays his wife, I didn't like how Angel was talking to her, but just as I said that, I watched a bit more and Angel pulled me back in. Her whole monologue, you know what I mean? Like, everything I want in this world, I can't have because of that thing down there. And then when Stan's wife was just like, are you really, you're trans? Let me see. I want to see. I think, did she say I want to see it? Oh no, she said I want to see it. Angel was like, my dick? Ah! I wasn't ready. And she was just like, listen, honey, I'm not going to be on display for you. Okay? That's what we're not going to do. And I like that. I don't know. She pissed me off, and then I was just like, read her, Angel. Read her. So, Pray Tell is spiraling out of control this episode. Remember I told you a few reviews ago that when people hear bad news, like especially if if it has anything to do with their health, they either consider it a death wish or they consider it a battle. Pray Tell has taken this on as a death wish, and baby, mother is spiraling out of control. Nobody can get Pray Tell together. Not a one. Not a one. As soon as I saw Darius, his fine behind, I knew something was up with him. I clocked it immediately. I was like, something's up with him. Especially when he said, not my vice. I was like, because he said it to Blanca when Blanca offered him a cigarette. He's like, nah, that's not my vice. And then he looked at her, and I was just like, oh, he's fetishy. He's fetishy. Stan's wife. Sorry, sis, I forgot your name. This scene with her getting tested for any kind of sexually transmitted disease, especially HIV and AIDS. That scene as a woman, because I looked at that and I was just like, this is what we go through. Like, we have, especially male doctors who do not believe us, do not believe anything that we're saying. They feel like they know our bodies better than we do. Like, if we say that we're having an issue, they're just like, oh no, we know what you need. No, you don't need that. No, you don't need that. And she's just like, no, I want to be tested. Oh no, you don't need to be tested. I want to be tested. Oh no, you don't need. Who are you to tell me what to do with my body? And that happens to women all the time, especially with the male doctor. And she's a white woman. So could you imagine what black women go through? Keep me in your prayers. I have to fight with doctors all the time. They especially do not believe me concerning pain. Serena Williams wrote about it, how she almost died because her doctor did not believe that she was having blood clots. She was just like, I know my body. Something is going on. And she almost died because the doctor was just like, oh no, it's in your head. And she forced them to actually test her, and they actually found blood clots. I mean, whoo, it ain't easy being me. This dinner, when Pray Tell came over drunk, let me tell you something. You actors should be shaking in your boots. He's going to get nominated. He has to get nominated for some kind of Emmy, like some award. Maybe a Spirit Award. Do they do TV? I think they do. SAG definitely has to pick him up for something. Like, he has to get some kind of SAG award. If not an award, a nomination. Because this scene alone, I buried more friends than you could count. Pray Tell, Bill Porter went there. He went there, I was like, wow. And I highly recommend any actors out there who just happen to be watching this, download his monologue. That is something I'm telling you. You take that into a casting director's office, you're booking it. You're booking it. That is a monologue that you all need to know. You men, get in on that monologue. You need to know it. Women too. You know, let me download that monologue. That was a good one. The Ace Cabaret, another powerful and moving scene. My mother was like crying. She is like a huge Pose fan now. Like, she loves the show. She's learning so much about the LGBT community, especially the trans community. Mission accomplished. One person at a time. But she was so moved. She was just... I looked over at her on the couch and she was like, just bawling. It was a really, really good scene. And then we get to Blanca. I'm gonna say this. MJ Rodriguez, I was aware that MJ Rodriguez could sing because MJ was in a show that one of my friends did back in New York City. So I was aware that MJ was a singer. But something is off here with the audio. I'm telling you, it's not, the audio is not right. I also wasn't expecting, it just sounded, MJ sounded like MJ, okay? Michael Jackson. And I don't remember MJ's voice sounding like that. I don't know. I felt like Bill Porter actually sang his part of the song live, like while they were there filming. And then MJ did a voiceover and they just put it on, or maybe one person's voiceover was, the volume was turned down a bit more than the others. I don't know, but the song didn't match. Like, MJ's voice was just, Blanca's voice just did not match. Something was up with it, and I was like, this is like a bad voiceover. It didn't work. It did not work, but the scene was still powerful, but that took me out. When she started singing, I was like, oh, what happened? Because I knew she could sing, so I just wasn't expecting it. I wasn't expecting the strong Michael Jackson vocals, and I wasn't expecting it to be heavily like, I felt like it was heavy, like there was a heavy hand on dubbing this song. It just, something was off. Let me know what y'all think about it, because I also watched that episode again with a bunch of friends, and when that part happened, the whole room fell out. Like, you could hear a pin drop when the scene first started, right? But then when MJ started singing, everybody fell out and laughed. Like, something is different here. What's going on? Let me know what y'all think about that in the comment section below. So, y'all know I'm not a fan of Steve. Steve or Stan. It's one of them. Steve. I'm not a fan of him, right? But when his wife, Patty, when she surprised him with that therapy meeting, and the therapist, who knew all of his business, it was just very, I don't know. She was very accusatory to him, and I'm just like, this is therapy. Are you mending, or are you her bodyguard? Like, it was really weird to me, and I did not like it. And I felt bad for him because he felt ambushed, you know what I mean? And I'm just like, I'm feeling bad for the dude who is cheating and lying to everybody and just being very selfish because he doesn't know what he's dealing with. But baby, when he started crying and wailing, and he was like, I don't know. I was like, okay, I'm sorry, Steve. I still think, although one of my subscribers said that they think that Dawson's Creek is going to kill Angel, I think it's I don't know, maybe it'll be him, but I feel like I don't think we're going to get Angel in season 2 for other reasons as well, because I don't know if you guys know, but she's been cast on another show, and I'm just like, another show on a different network, and I'm like, I don't know, like, maybe she can do both shows. I don't know. As an actor, I know it's really difficult, especially when you're up and coming and you're a supporting cast member and you're not the lead. You know what I mean? Like, if Denzel Washington wants to come to TV, he can be on multiple shows. The studios will work around his schedule. When you're up and coming, they're not working with you. So the fact that she's on another show now, I'm like, or was cast on another show, I was just like, I don't think she's going to come back for season 2, because I think this season is following the Paris is Burning documentary. Please look it up. That documentary will really give you an insight into what Pose is all about. I really feel like it's based off of Paris is Burning, because Angel reminds me of a character, not a character, an actual person in Paris is Burning, and who could pass, right? and one of her boyfriend actually took her life, and I feel like that's going to happen to Angel. I don't know if it's going to be Dawson's Creek or Steve, but I feel like one of those men are going to end her life, and I'm not ready. The season finale is in a few days, and I'm not ready. Whew! I'm not ready. I think I'm going to do that episode live, or go on live after the episode. Let me know if enough of you will be interested in that, because I will go live after that episode, because I just feel like I'm going to be shook and I'm going to need to talk to somebody. So let me know if you guys would be interested in joining me for a live after the season finale of Pose. Let's do it. Another tearjerker. Praytel's boyfriend, he says to him, like, he sees like Praytel is doing the most to keep him here, and he looks at him and he's like, listen, I know you have this virus. I know you have it because of the way you look at me. You look at me like you're looking at your own mortality, and I'm about to die. I know it's it for me, but I want you to mourn me for one day, and then after that, I want you to live your best life. And that scene, I'm telling you, I was just like, it was heartbreaking, but it was also like, I don't know, for me, I was just like, how many people have had this, during that time, have had to say that to their partners? You know what I mean? Like, y'all look it up. It wasn't a game back in the 80s. It was an epidemic that the government wasn't doing nothing about, because it was from a marginalized community that they want to remain a minority. I'm not getting all conspiracy theory, but I'm telling you, when any kind of minority starts to dominate, stuff magically starts happening to that community. Either they start getting deported, or they start getting an incurable disease, or police start killing them, just things like that. Stay woke. Oh gosh. So Stan, or Steve, then went and messed up everybody's check. He didn't beat up Dawson's Creek because Dawson is trying to make a move on his wife. I don't get it. Can somebody explain to me? I don't understand this character. Is he supposed to be Donald Trump? Like, what is he representing? Is he representing homophobia? I do not know what his character represents, besides being a character that will out Stan or Steve at some point, or harm Angel. I don't really know what his purpose is. He's an important character, right? I just haven't put it together yet. I know that he represents New York City in that time and greed, but I don't know. I just don't understand yet why he's so important to this story. Let me know if y'all figured anything out about that, because I'm still just like, how are you important? Like every other character, I have been able to put them together. Dawson, I just don't know. I'm like, I get why you're there, but now you're talking to the wife. Now you're getting mad at Stan or Steve for doing better than you. And I'm sorry, I keep on calling him Stan and Steve because in my notes, I switched the name, so I don't know. But I don't know. Let me know. Give a sister some help here, because I can't figure it out quite yet. I said Benji, not prison. I'm glad that Praytel got it together. Praytel's partner passed, and Praytel did just that. Praytel was like, I'm gonna live. I'm gonna live. And just seeing him sashay away in that gold outfit with them gold boots. Oh, I love this show. I love this show. That was a good scene. I was glad that Praytel got his healing in that moment, because he was just like, I don't know how long I got, so I'm gonna live it up and enjoy it. And that was the time. That was the time. So, Praytel. So poor Blanca, who thought she found somebody, she finally realizes that she found a fetishy guy. And that's how I felt about Darius in the beginning. Fine as hell, but I felt like something was up with him. And everybody was talking. All the girls were telling her about how, that's his thing. His thing is sleeping with trans women. So he hadn't tasted Blanca yet. So he was trying to make his rounds. And the lady was just like, just go for it. I'm Viv was just like, go for it. But she was just like, that's not who I am, and that's not what I'm about. And I like the fact that they all got him together. And they were, in a sense, addressing how trans women are fetish. You know what I mean? Because I knew something was up when Darius was like, that's not my vice. I was like, why would you say that? And then like linger at her. And that's what's to let her know that my vice is trans women. So I was glad that all the ladies came together and, played him and let him know that, we see you, perv. Basically, that's what he is, a pervert. We see you. You out here tricking in the community, because this is what, you don't really see us as people. We're more just like some sexual thing for you to just get your rocks off, but you're not really invested in us. You just want to have sex with us and throw us away. So, I mean, I think in any community you deal with that. You know what I mean? My black skin, my titties. You know what I mean? Like, there are so many things that I've been fetish about before, so I get it. Relatable. Glad they got that pervert together. I was too young to get my pervs together, but now, try me, bro. Try me. So this episode ends with Stan going to see Angel, and can I tell you guys, I was nervous. I was nervous. Like, my heart was beating out of my chest when she was walking into her job, because I didn't know what was going to happen. And when, you know, the screen came up and it was Stan and they did this, I was like, oh, that's not what I was expecting, because I was scared. Were you guys terrified at the end of this episode? I know I was. And then it was Stan. I know his name is Stan now. I looked it up. I feel like being lazy no more. That's where this episode ends. Let's get into this week's episode. Let's talk about how when Blanca was sitting there leaning up, trying to like get the tea from everybody, calling them in the room one by one, trying to figure out what was going on with Poppy, because she found Poppy's pager. So she was like trying to find out if he was stealing. But I'm like, I feel like Blanca knew. Like, you know why he had a pager. You know what he's doing, right? So I think she just wanted somebody to tell her. And everybody was getting called back into the room. And Angel, being a big sis, was just like, don't say nothing, don't say nothing. And the one person who breaks is Ricky, who I understand. He's just like, I don't want to go back to sleeping on the street. So Ricky will dime out anybody for a warm bed. But he kind of breaks the, you know, the sibling code, because now everybody is mad at him. Now the siblings are mad at him for diming out Poppy, because Blanca threw Poppy out and back into the streets, and he didn't want to go. And it was just, oh gosh, it was such a tough scene to watch, but it was relatable, because we all have been there talking to our parents, especially talking to our black mama about something that she already know. You know what I mean? And you're like trying to like assess the situation. It's just like, I kind of feel like you know, but I just in case you don't know, I want to try to lie my way out of it. I was looking at that like, oh my gosh, if that ain't me at 15, I don't know what it is. Poor Poppy. He's another one that scares me. His character scares me. It really, really does. And in a way that Angel's character scares me. We've fallen in love with these characters, and I feel like their time on this show was cut short, because their storyline is representing a very dangerous time for trans women and for young men of color who were selling drugs in the 80s. So I'm just, every time they show him in the streets, I get nervous. Oh, how do y'all feel about Poppy? Y'all think he gonna make it to season 2? I feel like he's gonna make it to season 2. I don't know about season 3. I feel like this is the end for Angel this season. Maybe we'll get Poppy for season 2. I don't know, but I'm nervous. If he makes it to season 2, I don't think he's making it to season 3. Because you have to have that reality in there, especially for that time in drugs. And, you know, that's when violence really, like, took a whole nother turn in the inner city communities. So, yeah, I think that's where we're going to go with him. I'm nervous. What do y'all think? Let me know. Because I don't know. Poppy's... Yeah, I feel like Poppy gonna get shot. That's what I think. And I don't think he's gonna survive it. Oof, that's gonna be a hard day on Twitter. Ciao! Detective Sabler threw Electra to the curb for not just tucking, for removing, because he was like, ooh, are you tucked? And she was like, oh no, honey, I'm all woman. And he was like, okay, you gotta go. You gotta go. He's like, I can get that from anywhere. I was like, what is up with these dudes? Here's my thing with Electra. Girl, you knew. I don't know why Electra thought, from how she never seen him until he was ready to have sex, and then there was like nothing there. It was like your relationship was solely sex. So what made you believe that he would want you outside of you changing your physical appearance? Like, that's all it was. Maybe, you know what? Maybe Electra thought that they had a relationship. Maybe she thought that he loved her, or that he would stay because there was more there and not just sex. But I felt like from the beginning, when she even described the relationship, I was like, this is just a sexual relationship. And in those kind of relationships, you cannot, especially on the terms that you agree to, you can't change those terms. And when you do that, you get evicted. Where is she gonna go on the street with those fabulous garments? I feel like if Electra ends up on the street, she getting robbed. Who wouldn't? I'm not a robber, but I would take that red fur coat. No, I wouldn't. And I don't know how many times I have to say it. If you have never met a house mother, then Electra's acting is extra for you. You know, so many people are just like, oh my goodness, she's too much. I'm just like, oh no, honey. She's accurate. I was talking to one of my really good friends about it, and he was just saying how people are just like, he's like, they don't get it. The straights, like the straights don't get it. This is what a house mother is. Like it's sometimes you have a Blanca, sometimes you have an Electra, sometimes you have a mixture in between, but Electra is really the epitome of like a legendary house mother. So it's, guys, that's normal. Electra is normal. Now in other scenes, you know, the acting may be a little new, but you know, I take that up for it being a new territory for the actor that plays Electra, and just being at first season. If you go back to anybody's first season, it's always a little rocky because it's all new. It's all new. You're not going to get comfortable until season 2, and for this to be very new for them, they're doing really good. The only season 1 show that I've ever seen that I was just like, wow, they are on it. Like, didn't need improvements anywhere. The Walking Dead. The Walking Dead season 1, phenomenal. They were on that set like they were on season 10. Everybody just meshed together. There was no, like, you didn't see any adjustments that needed to be made. It was perfect. It was a perfect season. I don't know what happened after that, but their first season, The Walking Dead, baby, perfection. Another monologue that everybody needs to, especially young actors, early 20s, mid to early 20s, you need to look at Poppy's monologue. What is his name? Angel Bismarck Curiel, the guy that plays Poppy. He did such a good job on that monologue when he was just like, where's a 20-year-old with like a I wrote it down. He said, where is a 20-year-old with an 8th grade education supposed to go? Like, I felt it. He was in it. That's a really good monologue for you guys to download, and also the scene with him and Blanca. That's really I think it's something smart that you should just have in your arsenal if you're looking for monologues. I always say that because I'm constantly always looking for monologues to do at auditions, or you just never know when you're going to need one. So it's always smart to have a few memorized just in case. And just like that, Electra got replaced by something younger. I mean, when she went to get her stuff, and that security guard, who has always felt that way about Electra but could never say it because of, you know, Detective Stabler, when he pushed her and he said, give me a reason to harm you, freak, I was like, wow. Because that's how he always felt. And now he has the upper hand because he can keep her out. But before, he treated her with so much respect. But now that it's done, he shows Electra how he always felt about her. And that is something that trans women still have to deal with today. Because Laverne Cox may be treated like, you know, the queen wherever she goes. But please believe it, if she wasn't on Orange is the New Black, treating her like Electra. You know what? I wasn't ready for the House of Veracity. I didn't think that they would create another house on this show. So now we have 3 houses. House of Evangelista, House of Electra Abundance, House of Veracity. Veracity seems a little stale, but I like Aunt Viv, and I like the other chick from Electra's house, because Electra can't afford to take care of the children anymore, and they done found out that she used all the money that they have saved for her reassignment surgery, so she'd have lost her whole house. So I don't know what Electra is going to do next season, but I'm here for it. I'm here for the season 2, because now Mother is back to dancing, and she looks great, because she was trying to trick, but it wasn't working because she got her reassignment surgery, and the men who wanted a woman like Electra wanted her to still have her appendage. Is that the right word? Her penis, okay? They wanted her to still have it, and now she doesn't have that, so, you know, she got to go back to doing what she was doing in the beginning, you know, dancing for money. I'm your private dancer, dancer for money. You know what? They need to, I feel like Pose needs to come out with a soundtrack. They need to come out with a season 1 soundtrack. That will really help boost the show even more, because whoever did the music for the show did a phenomenal job. Every scene has a song that makes you, one, that is very relatable, you get it, but it relates to what's going on, and it's so well layered over the scene that everything about the show is really, really good. Really, really well thought out. Applause all around. Production, everybody, good job. Stan is me at my first ball. I was overwhelmed. I was like, oh my gosh, that's a queen. No, what? He's gay. Like, it was a lot. It was a lot. And shout out to my friends who were so supportive, because I asked a lot of questions and they never tired. They, filled me in, and, I learned a lot. But I'm looking back at it now, like, I was just like, oh gosh, I was Stan, and I was annoying. But yeah, so I related to Stan. I was like, I've been there, brother. But he got overwhelmed to the point where he was just like, this isn't who I am. Like, how dare you? Like, Angel did not want to take him to a ball, but he wanted to go. He's like, I want to see what you do. I want to know what your life is like. I'm nobody. You know who I am, nothing. What are you? Let's go. And she was hesitant because it's a lot. If this is not your community, she brings him and then he gets freaked out. And he doesn't, I think he did stay to see her walk, but then after he saw her walk, he had to like sit down, because I wasn't like flustered, okay? It was just a lot of information I was taking in, because it was like, I couldn't believe I've lived this long on the earth and I just did not know. And there was a whole nother world out there and just totally different sections of people. I had no idea, right? But I wasn't overwhelmed to the fact where it was like, I gotta sit down. I gotta sit down. I think for me, I just wanted to learn more, right? I just felt like Stan was like overreacting, but I think what happened to Stan was he realized that he didn't want to play that game anymore. This life, Angel's life, is the life he didn't want to live, and he realized that being with her, he would have to live that kind of life. Or maybe that's how he felt. But them in the apartment and just having sex and living like boyfriend and girlfriend, that was what he wanted. So he wanted that life inside of that home, but he didn't want to live in the real world with Angel. And it's unfortunate. I feel like you can talk about this kind of relationship dynamic with anything. You could talk about a relationship dynamic with interracial relationships, or relationships where somebody is marrying somebody who from an upper echelon pedigree, dating somebody who was like poor or middle class. Like, anything where there is like communities who do not historically mesh, there's going to be some kind of conflict, like Angel and Stan. Basically, Stan had a taste of Angel's life and was just like, I'm not going to abandon my life of privilege to live like a minority. Truth be told, that's what happened to him. He was like, I'm not going to do this. I'm going to go back to, my boring middle class life, my boring, upper crust white life. I thought I didn't want it until I saw what you had, and I realized that's what I want. Unfortunate, but it happens. So next week is the finale. I knew it was coming. I didn't think it would come so fast. I'm a little bit heartbroken. I wish I had more time to watch more episodes and really, sit down with you guys, because now it's over and I'm like, what? I don't know if you guys were here for my other reviews, but stick around. I'm going to get consistent. Just you wait. But anyway, let me know if you want me to go live after this episode instead of just putting up a review the next day or later that night. Let me know what you want to do. If you guys are interested, I will do a live. If not, I'll just try to put up my review that night or early Monday morning. But let us just know. And if you like what you see here, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I will see you in a few days for the season finale of Pose.